Hello all. So today I'm talking about a Dodge with the P0430 code, what it is, and how you go about fixing it. So what is a Dodge P0430 code? Well, it's a catalyst system efficiency below threshold bank 2. And what does this mean? Well, the catalytic converter needs to work at 95% efficiency, and if it falls below this, then the onboard computer will throw out an error. And bank 1 would be the side of the engine with the number 1 cylinder, and bank 2 would just be the opposite side. And the catalytic converter, as most know, is located on the exhaust. It'll be up underneath the car. Sometimes it'll be closer to the exhaust manifold too. It just depends on the year of the Dodge and the make and model. But it'll be located on the exhaust somewhere. And while it is possible that the catalytic converter failed, it could also be some other things. So there's some other things to test out first, mainly the O2 sensors. There'll be an upstream and a downstream O2 sensor, and this is what the onboard computer uses to see what the efficiency in the catalytic converter is. So if one of these fell, then it's going to send bad data back to the onboard computer, and the onboard computer might just think that there's a problem when there's not. So this is something to check out. And so like I said, there'll be two O2 sensors. One will be an upstream and one will be a downstream, which is located after the catalytic converter. One's before, one's after. And usually when you get this error code, it'll be the one after, but it could be either because the onboard computer uses the differences between the two to know what's going on inside of the system. So it could be either one. And one thing to mention is be sure to check out this wiring plug, because this harness or this wiring, if there's any kind of bad connection or open or short or anything like this, then it can cause the same symptoms as a bad sensor. So be sure to check out the wiring going to the sensors along with the harness. And so if you've gone through and you checked out these sensors or you replaced them and you're still getting this error code, then it's likely that catalytic converter is getting clogged up. And one thing you can do before you replace it that a lot of people do is they run some kind of cleaner through it, like Catalytic. This is just one brand. There's a whole bunch of different ones. But basically what you do is you take this catalytic converter cleaner, you put it into the gas tank, it's a gas additive, then you take the vehicle out onto the freeway, you drive it for like 15, 20 miles, you really rev up the engine, you try to blow out the catalytic converter, and then you clear the error code and hopefully it doesn't come back. Now this is a common tactic and it does work. It can extend the life of a catalytic converter. Especially if the vehicle's city driven, because city driven vehicles, they never get really revved up and the catalytic converter never gets really blown out. So this can, in some cases, add more mileage to the catalytic converter. I'll put links down below for everything I'm looking at here. And so if you've done that, if you change out the O2 sensors or you tested them, you know they're good, you know the wiring's good to go into those, and you try to blow out that catalytic converter with some Catalclean or something similar, then the next thing that's very likely problem is going to be that catalytic converter's bad. Probably going to have to replace it. These can be kind of a pain to change out. While they are straightforward to change out, you have bolts on each side, you unbolt them, you bolt in the new one. They can be rusted in there at times. They can be kind of difficult. So sometimes it can be a difficult job. Sometimes it could go easier, especially if the bolts aren't rusted up. And in some cases, one of the O2 sensors might be located on the catalytic converter itself, which you'll have to remove that too. But the catalytic converter would be the next thing to go ahead and swap out, and would very likely at that point be the problem. And so that's basically it. I just wanted to give a real quick brief overview of how you go about fixing a Dodge with the P0430 code. If you have anything to add, please comment down below. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll try to answer them. If this video helped you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.